Will enemies try to distract us from God's work? Should we remain focused, praying God protects us from threats? Let's look at Nehemiah chapter 6. Were Nehemiah's enemies conspiring to set a trap for him? Now when it was reported to Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem the Arabian, and to the rest of our enemies that I'd built the wall, and that there was no breach left in it, though even to that time I'd not set up the doors in the gates, Sanballat and Geshem sent to me, saying, "Come, let's meet together in the villages in the plain of Ono." But they intended to harm me. I sent messengers to them saying, "I'm doing a great work, so that I can't come down. Why should the work cease while I leave it and come down to you?" Did Nehemiah's enemies try again several times to discourage his work? They sent me a message like this 4 times, and every time I gave them a similar reply. But the 5th time, Sanballat sent his servant to me in the same way, except that now he carried an open letter. It stated, "It's reported among the nations and confirmed by Geshem that you and the Jews intend to rebel. This is why you're rebuilding the wall. According to these reports, you intend to become their king. You've also appointed prophets to make this announcement about you in Jerusalem. There is a king in Judah. Now the king will hear of these reports, so come, let's talk together." So I sent him this reply, "Nothing that you say has happened. You're simply inventing this." All of them were trying to make us afraid, saying, "They'll be discouraged, and the work won't get finished. But now God strengthen me." Did enemies use Shemaiah and Noadiah to try and frighten Nehemiah into quitting? One day I went to visit Shemaiah. He wasn't supposed to leave his house, but he said, "Let's hurry to the holy place of the temple and hide there. We'll lock the temple doors because your enemies are planning to kill you tonight." I answered, "Why should someone like me have to run and hide in the temple to save my life? I won't go." Suddenly I realized that God had not given Shemaiah this message, but Tobiah and Sanballat had paid him to trick me and to frighten me into doing something wrong, because they wanted to ruin my good name. Then I asked God to punish Tobiah and Sanballat for what they'd done. I prayed that God would punish the prophet Noadiah and the other prophets who, together with her, had tried to frighten me. Did finishing the wall prevent enemies from trying to make Nehemiah afraid? So the wall was finished on the 25th day of the month Elul, in 52 days, and when all our enemies heard of it, all the nations around us were afraid and fell greatly in their own esteem, for they perceived that this work had been accomplished with the help of our God. Moreover, in those days the nobles of Judah sent many letters to Tobiah, and Tobiah's letters came to them, for many in Judah were bound by oath to him, because he was the son-in-law of Shechaniah the son of Arah, and his son Jehohanan had taken the daughter of Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, as his wife. Also they spoke of his good deeds in my presence, and reported my words to him, and Tobiah sent letters to make me afraid. Should we run the Christian race, our eyes focused on Jesus, ignoring distractions? Therefore, since we also have such a large cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let's lay aside every weight and the sin that so easily ensnares us. Let us run with endurance the race that lies before us, keeping our eyes on Jesus, the source and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that lay before him endured a cross and despised the shame, and is set down at the right hand of God's throne. Will enemies try to distract us from God's work? Should we remain focused, praying God protects us from threats? You decide.